Hello everyone, welcome to my channel Exam Coach. Today I'm going to discuss some multiple choice question on Indian Penal Code. The first question is the maxim ignorantia fecit dot excusant. Ignorantia juris non excusat means. Options are ignorance of fact excuses, ignorance of law does not excuse. Second option is ignorance of law excuses, ignorance of fact does not excuse. Ignorance due to which mistakes occurs is excused if done in good faith. And fourth option is ignorance due to which a vital mistake occurs is not excused if it done in good faith. So the correct option is A, that is ignorance of fact excuses but ignorance of law does not excuse. The principal ignorance of law is no excuse, which implies that a person who is unaware of law may not escape liability for violating that law merely because one was unaware of its content. So, ignorance of law excuse দেখুৱাই এজন মানুহে কিবা এটা ভুল কৰিলে বা ক্ৰাইম এটা কৰিলে সেইটো ইগনোৰেন্স যে লটো নাজানো বুলি কয় তেওঁ সেই লাইবিলিটিটোৰ পৰা তেওঁ এস্কেপ কৰিব নোৱাৰে. That's why ignorance of fact excuses but ignorance of law does not excuse. Second question is X sends through his servant a typewriter to be delivered to Y, his friend. The servant takes the typewriter and uses it over a period of time. The servant is guilty of. Options are extortion, theft, criminal misappropriation of property, criminal breach of trust. So yet extortion to নহয় যেহেতু ইয়াত কোনো ভয় দেখায় বা তেনেকুৱা কিয় property এটা deliver কৰোৱা নাই. Theft to নহয় যেহেতু ইয়াত without consent একো লৈ যোৱা নাই. Criminal breach yet nohoy because ki breach there was no entrustment yet kuna entrustment nai. So the correct option is criminal misappropriation of property. Okay, it is a criminal misappropriation because possession comes innocently and then after it is written dishonestly. So possession to innocently ahise except servant typewriter bondhuk wipe dibole disile tetia etu possession to teok dile innocently je dibole disile kintu servant jone he takes the typewriter and uses it over a period of time kintu servant jone etu possession rakhisil ki return koresil dishonestly. So it is comes under the criminal misappropriation of property. Third question is under which one of the following situations would the Indian courts have jurisdictions? Options are crime committed, so situations are, these are the situations, okay. Crime committed by an Indian in a foreign country, crime committed by a foreigner in India, crime committed by a person on an Indian ship. So a situation gated Indian courts or jurisdiction asene nai. So the correct option is that is D, 1, 2, 3. A gute geta situation ote Indian courts or jurisdiction ase. Crime committed by an Indian in a foreign country, that is under section 4.1. 4.1 ase. Yet 4.1 question say 4.1 applies here because any citizen of India in any place without and beyond India is under Indian jurisdiction. So যিকোনো মানুহে ইন্ডিয়াৰ ভিতৰতে হওক বা বিয়ন্ড ইন্ডিয়া হওক কিন্তু কিবা এটা ক্ৰাইম কৰিলে কি হ'ব ইন্ডিয়ান কোৰ্টৰ জুৰিসডিকশনত আহিব. Second statement is crime committed by a foreigner in India, that is under section 2 of IPC. IPC কৈছে যে section 2 কৈছে every person shall be liable to punishment under this act. গতিকে every person কোৱাৰ লগে লগে ইয়াত foreigner include হৈ গৈছে. Okay, and this section 2 deals with the intra-territorial operation of the court and it makes the court universal in its application to every person in any part of India for every act or omission contrary to the provision of the act. Because section 2 জৰিয়তে every person কোৱাৰ লগে লগে foreigner include হৈ গৈছে. গতিকে যিকোনো মানুহে যিকোনো এটা কাম যদি অফেন্স এটা কৰে ইণ্ডিয়াৰ যিকোনো পাৰ্টতে এটা ইণ্ডিয়ান কোৰ্টছৰ জুৰিসডিকশনত আহিব. Third statement is crime committed by a person on an Indian ship, that is under section 4 subsection 2. This section declares that any person on any ship or aircraft registered in India, whatever it may be, okay, এইটো ক্ষেত্ৰতো ইণ্ডিয়ান কোৰ্টছৰ jurisdiction আছে, ship বা aircraft হ'ব পাৰে, এই দুটা ক্ষেত্ৰতে ইণ্ডিয়ান কোৰ্টছৰ jurisdiction আছে, so all the three statements are correct. Question number 4. Which one of the following statement is true in relation to the offense of abatement? First option is, it is not necessary that the offense for which abatement is alleged should have been committed. Second option is, unless an offense is successfully committed, there is no question of abatement. Third option is, for the offense of abatement to be established, the abater should have been proved to have done something at the time of commission of the offense itself to help its commission. And fourth option to eta illustration re dia disu, A returned a licensed weapon belonging to B on his demand, with which B commits a murder, A is liable for abatement. So kuntu statement true hoy regarding the relation of offense of abatement? So the correct option is option A. It is not necessary that offense for which abatement is alleged should have been committed. Abatement is a specific offense in itself, okay, and liability of the abater does not depend on the success of the act abated. So abatement to hoise a specific offense, aro abater liability to etur upor depend nokore je teo jitu kamor kane instigate korise ba abate korise hetu kamor successor upor depend nokore. So the abatement can be complete even though no action take place in regard to the abatement. গতিকে abatement to complete বুলি ধৰা হয় যদিও হে abatement দ্বাৰা হে action to success হোৱা নাই বা হেতু হোৱা নাই, কিন্তু হে নহলেও হেতু abatement কি কামটো কৰাৰ success হৈছে নে হোৱা নাই তাৰ ওপৰত depend নকৰে. That's why কৈছে যে it is not necessary that the offense for which abatement is alleged should have been committed. যে কামটো কৰিবই লাগিব বুলি কোনো কথা নাই, তাৰ ওপৰত depend নকৰে, because abatement is a specific offense in itself. Last question is, which one of the following is the correct statement? The benefit of general exception must be proved and pleaded by. Options are prosecution, accused, witness and court. So the correct option is accused. This is a very easy question. As a general rule, the accused should bring his case within the area of any general exception. So accused jone teor jodi case to teor ei general exception er bitor accused jone anibo lagibo to exonerate his criminal liability. He should prove beyond reasonable doubt to the court that his act is covered under any of the general exception. So it is the accused who brings his case within the area of any general exception. So this is for today. Thank you.